Cornfields rise into my eyes. Cornfields are gonna die in corn.
Hey! It's the Manga Raiders Happy Hour. Boom, 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 boom. Welcome, guys, to my episode. I'm taking over this one because we, all three of us, won the contest. Which three of them are we talking about? Well, you've already heard one of them already. It's the, I gotta think of a good one. Think of a good intro. He's the Caucasian Canadian combustion engine. It's Manimal.
I am a combustion engine. That's my whistle.
Wonderful. And also today we have with us the I can't think of anything good besides venereal disease, so it's Vacant.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that you didn't compare me to a venereal disease, so thank you very much.
You could be a vortex. You could be vapor.
Yeah, but venereal was the only V word I could think of off the top of my head.
I could also be...
What the shit?
What the fuck?
The whistles go... I'm going to stop doing
This
that.
is how everything dies in the shows when Bacon does things that I do.
Vacant, you have a harmonica now?
Yeah, I went and bought one just because... Well, I didn't go out specifically to buy one, but I saw one in the shop and I was like, I want to buy one just for that gag. That was £8 well spent.
God, it's like an expensive harmonica, not even like one of the dollar store
it's a
ones.
piece of shit. It's, doesn't even make the proper tune.
Is it like one of those like clear plastic blue ones or something?
No, it's metal, but, well,
Okay.
metal.
I mean, around here you can even buy a cheap metal one for like $1.
Oh.
And honestly...
Anyway, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to put it away now. Stop that.
Might
Hey,
have
everybody.
trouble. See, that's Vacant's tone, and this is a master's tone. That was truly
Listen,
masterful.
do you want a harmonica off? Because I'll fucking throw down right now, son.
I'm going to be fucking honest. I don't think there's any difference sound-wise between $1 harmonica and $1,000 harmonica, because they're both fucking harmonicas.
I don't think there's any difference between someone who's playing harmonica for 1 year or 1,000 years.
There isn't. It's a harmonica. It's the weirdest, easiest instrument in the world.
Yep.
I mean,
it is. Yeah.
I'd raise you the cowbell for easiest instrument. Or the triangle.
Cowbell?
Yeah.
I'd get mine, but it's over there. I don't feel like grabbing it.
You at least got to get the timing right on a cowbell.
That's
You've got
true.
a cowbell? Do you just... I mean, I'm impressed with the range of instruments that you have.
I often utilize the cowbell in my songs.
You can suck my cowbell.
I'd rather not, buddy boy.
I mean, it's an improvised instrument to begin with. It shouldn't be that hard to get hold of.
Yes.
My cowbell is not an improvised instrument. It's used only as intended. And that's
It is an improvised instrument. No, that's not what a cowbell is.
Maybe, never mind. Moving on.
Not even thinking your weirder British slang is that's what a cowbell is.
That's a cowbell. That's the sound it makes.
That is a cowbell. And we always need more cowbell.
That thing's freaking loud, man.
It's supposed to be, isn't it? You can hear it long distances.
Yeah.
And sorry, we've derailed it already.
We've derailed it. I'm drinking tonight, so more than usual, I should say. I've been drinking all afternoon.
Co-host, the host of the show is drunk. That's irresponsible.
I'm irresponsible. I've seen you co-host this thing drunk.
Yeah, on
most
episodes.
times.
You guys,
so, I'm thinking I'm doing okay.
What do we need to stop?
What?
You guys shouldn't drink.
And that's what Manimal was saying. I'm sure Manimal's drinking. I am actually not drinking. I didn't drink last week either. This is 2 weeks.
I told you should be drinking tonight. Explicitly, I told you should be drinking tonight.
The reason I'm not drinking is because I actually feel really quite ill, and my stomach will not handle alcohol at the moment.
All right. Well,
I'm ruled out of this show for medical reasons. I've got a doctor.
It's fine. It's really late over there, so you'll be tired. That'll help. As long as you keep your energy up. At any rate, Manimal, how was your week?
My week was okay. It was The same as always. What did I do that was even worth mentioning? Nothing really. Just went through the same old crazy days, crazy adventures. A lot of crazy people, but that's what happens. It's the nature of things. Yeah, I still, again, I got the Dreamcast last week, but I really haven't played it too much because I don't really have anything yet. I ordered Sonic Adventure. That still hasn't come. I got the memory card, and it was actually still sealed and packaged from 2000.
Oh, that's not surprising. They probably made more of those than there were people who bought Dreamcast.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's a pretty advanced piece of technology, though. It's you can play little games on it. You can save files on it, which is the point, but you can do a lot of stuff with it.
I'm glad you could do that on the memory card.
Well, because the memory card is its own little thing. It's powered by a battery and everything. So it's just one of those circular ones.
I like the little watch battery.
Yeah, and it has that advanced thing where you pull the tab and it turns on, so that's how it's saved power for 18 years.
Wait, are you using the original batteries in it then?
Yeah, because all you have to do is it just says pull here, and then it just comes to life.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And this thing, oh man, it hasn't been turned on since 2000. It doesn't even know. But yeah, I'm still just waiting to find a use for that pretty much. I played through Gravity Rush 2. I beat that game. It was all right. Like I said, it was kind of a frustrating game in terms of the way it controlled sometimes. Whenever you have to attack people in the air, it's a disaster. It's not fun at all. But the story was all right. And there's still some side missions to do. But the game itself, I'd recommend it if you find it for $20. But I don't recommend getting it at full price or anything like that.
$20 game. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine the story's any worse than your standard JRPG fare.
Oh yeah. Well, it's more I don't know what you call it, adventure kind of game, or adventure action. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what it is.
There's a little bit of the leveling up stuff, but it's not even necessary to the game. And the same with the talismans and stuff, you don't even have to use it because it's actually it's a rather simple game. But yeah, and I'm still playing Nier there, but it's just sometimes it's just not fun. That's how it works. Other than that, I don't have anything. Yes.
I think it will pay off in the end to play Nier all the way through.
Oh, definitely. Once I get to A2's arc, it should be a lot better. I just got to get through the lame guy first.
Yeah, and I didn't play it, but I watched Nair play most of it, and the end of it is a fucking trip. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'd hope so. I'd really hope so. But yeah, there's no restaurant reviews this time. Nothing too thrilling or exhilarating. That's it.
All right, and Vacant, you're not going last for once. What's your week about?
I am not going last. My week has been fucking just busy with life and stuff. So when we left off, I had to go straight to bed from last week's recording because I was catching a train in the morning to London. So I went to the city of London. Haven't been since I went with you guys, actually. You and Brian and Josh, which is a lie, actually, because I went the week after it. Ignore me entirely. But it was it was a week after, so it was around the same period. So it's always good to get back into the big city. I do love me some London. I love the atmosphere and soaking into it. It was a good time. We were celebrating me and my girlfriend's 3rd year anniversary, so it was cool. Fuck, I'm tired. That was a huge trip.
It looked really rainy.
It was rainy as shit.
It's London. It was really weird for me. I assume it was weird for Nair as well, seeing it because when you first said, I'm going to London, I'm like, well, that's going to be an expensive trip. You got plane tickets and everything. And I'm like, oh, wait, he's an hour away on the train.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's pretty good because the place I work, we get, we're basically a brand partner of somewhere which has pretty much a finger in almost every pie you can imagine. So I get train tickets super cheap. It's amazing.
Oh, wait. Vacant.
Yeah.
London or Manchester?
London.
Oh,
absolutely. Manchester's a lot closer to me. I mean, it's less than an hour's drive. London's about 3 hours, so you have to take a train for London. It's an hour and 40 minutes from me, but yes. I do prefer London because it's massive. But you do need to do need to know where you were going, but I did a few things there. You know, I went to my first ever proper musical. We went to the Apollo Theatre in Victoria and watched Wicked.
How was Wicked?
It was okay.
I've never seen Wicked. Always kind of wanted to.
I am not a musical fan. I hold my hands up. I do not like musicals very much. However, I was really impressed because obviously it was the proper productions. They had the proper set and all that kind of shit, and the people were really talented who was doing it. Because when I watch live performances like that, I like to watch the background people as well. So how quick they move the sets around and all that kind of shit, and you can appreciate it. And it was a fun time because my girlfriend's huge into that stuff. She's got like a theater background and all that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I've seen some intense plays in my time, such as the high school production of Hairspray and Grease.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I've never seen like a real popper. I saw a production of the Wizard of Oz play version in. I also saw a production of God, what was it? Christmas Carol back in when I was a kid. Because every once in a while they'd cart us out to see something in Wichita, but there was like local Wichita troops in Wichita, like Kansas. So it's not like well, they're professionals, but they're not Broadway,
not big time, not big time,
not Broadway. They're not the West End.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like this one was pretty damn good. Like I say, they were big time, they were good, and it was worth the money. It was worth £75 each a seat. Well, no. 2 rows in front of us was £123, and I don't know what they got for that extra meter of being closer to the stage than I was.
Probably not much.
Yeah, other than wondering why the fuck did they drop that much more money than I did.
Yeah, you probably got a pretty good deal on that. Honestly, that's not bad for really a big production. I mean, I can't imagine what you're probably, if you had gone to see, I don't know, what's big right now, Hamilton? I guess that's the latest big show.
Oh god,
would be.
This is like a daily show. It was pretty good, but like I say, I enjoyed that. Didn't enjoy. I had the chance. This is a PSA to everyone out there. If you do ever have the chance to try vegan ribs, like barbecue ribs, don't do it to yourself. The worst decision I've ever made in my life. It's fucking
I haven't
disgusting.
had that before.
It was absolutely disgusting. Like I don't mind vegetarian.
Any supplement for meat that I've had in that regard has been pretty good, but I haven't had the ribs before.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's just vegan barbecue is just a mutually exclusive statement. You don't do vegan barbecue. That's not what barbecue is.
Oh no, he didn't eat. These weren't even done on a barbecue. So it was soya. It was either soya or tofu. I'm assuming it was soya based, like meat, well, quotation marks meat. But the barbecue was done in a microwave, and you used the barbecue sauce was shit. Those were the main disappointing things.
It was done in a microwave. Where the what?
It wasn't.
I thought you were talking like you went to a restaurant or something.
Oh god,
what
no,
is
no,
this?
No. It was like it was because they were like vegan junk food. We do vegan junk food, guys. And my girlfriend's vegetarian, so she wants to give it a try. So we went into the little shop. I had 2 bites. Thought this is fucking terrible. But then you have to do the lie when someone comes. So she finished hers, so I put her plate over mine and was like, yeah, that was really, thanks mate, thanks very much. Oh, my stomach's a little off now. It's a shame I couldn't eat more. I'd definitely come again though. Rather than going, I don't know what sins you've committed, who hurt you and touched you as a child, but you didn't need to unleash this monstrosity on the earth. So yeah, don't have vegan ribs, guys. Don't do it to yourself.
I fundamentally disagree with vegans. I'm fine with vegetarians, but vegans is a whole different thing. You're taking it too far.
I had to go, we had to immediately go down the street and have a Five Guys, so, it worked out in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But,
vegan hot dogs
I still think it's weird that you guys got Five Guys over there.
Oh, it's great. I love me some Five Guys. And,
I know more British people who like Five Guys than Americans.
I suppose that you have a lot more burger places around there. Like you have, is it White Castle? In-N-Out? Are these all burger places?
Okay. White Castle's a burger place, but it's like exclusively there's like very few White Castles left. None of them actually near where they originally were founded in Wichita. Also the founding city of Pizza Hut, fun fact. In-N-Out's like exclusively in California. They're a California thing. Like out here in Kansas City, Midwest area, I don't think there's any like, this is our burger chain kind of thing.
Ah, okay. Yeah. We're a bit more limited. It's like Mackey's, Burger King, and then It's some very limited. I think you used to have Wendy's here. I don't know. Maybe I might be talking out my arse. I think we might have like a couple knocking around, and then a couple of Five Guys. But anyway, yeah, I had that. Also got to try like apparently authentic NY, like New York style pizza, where you buy it by the slice, and it's like fucking as big as your forearm. It was ridiculously huge. That was some good shit.
Did you fold it in? Did you fold it in half to eat it?
Yes, it told us to fold it in half.
That holds up. I mean, I've never had like authentic New York pizza, but I used to be. When I was like 14 or 15, I got a book, or someone in my family had a book. I don't know. I read it a bunch that was like all about food history, and I got like really big into food history for a while there. Like a year was just nothing but food history. So.
Why don't you watch Food Wars?
Vacant.
I don't have cable.
Oh, okay.
If you ever had New York fries, would you be like, these are some good chips?
No, because they'd be fries, because they are fries in America. They use the style of chip as a fry.
It's the problem is every French fried potato is a fry.
Yeah.
There's no style that is a fry. But
there
of course, like we also,
styles.
when we were in London, we did go to a restaurant our first night that did serve fries on the menu, quote unquote fries.
Because it's different.
It was very strange.
It's
not different.
It is
They're
different.
the same thing.
Because chips is a thick cut thing, fries are very thin. And then you can have skinny fries, which are even thinner. There's different types. We allow for more variety.
Fries are
Our nomenclature is
they're
great.
They're still called fries. They're called pub fries. That's it.
Pub fries. Get out of here.
Pub fries.
Pub fries. You can suck my pub fries.
You're just inventing new words for things that don't matter.
But yeah, other than that, did a lot of shit. Went up to a skyscraper. They have a sky garden in one of these skyscrapers. So you get to go up on the 36th story, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, as you guys saw, because I sent you guys a video of being there,
yes.
It was not so. The view isn't as impressive on a cloudy, rainy day because you can't see shit.
Everything was gray. It was like a gray filter was over everything.
I mean, it was a better view than we ever got when we were in London together. Which one was it?
It just was called the Covent Sky Garden. It was a random building that you get to go up that they've just decided to put up garden up. Totally free. You just go up there. And it was pretty good. So London was fun. Got some bits and shits from there. Had a look around. Came home, and then I have just been babysitting the last couple of times we've been babysitting, which, as you can imagine, is limited time to do anything creatively. I wanted to edit some videos. I wanted to edit the actual fucking episode from last week as well.
Did you want to do some first impressions?
Well, maybe there's a first impression that's been recorded and just needs to
believe
be
it
edited.
when I see it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair, because I still need to release the YouTube video of last week's episode, because I need to edit that. And I also admit right now that I have not watched shit for this week, because I've just been so busy with that, and then going back to work. But other than that, we're all good. That's fine. That's all I've got to say, because I can't think of anything.
All right, which I guess for my week, I don't know. Work was really, really, really busy this week. Just shit kept happening. I don't know. I guess the biggest thrust of my week is, my car did some bullshit, and I'm going to be buying a new car now. It's back, and the problem is I took it into the shop, and they were like, so we've had it for 3 days, and we found something wrong with it, but we can't say that's actually what caused the problem you experienced. So,
Is Coryn Saga actually just about any car that you drive?
No? What?
I'd like
That's
Coryn's...
entirely different. You would know if you fucking read it, bitch.
Listen.
Yeah, I've read it before, but you told me to stop.
Fuck you if you read it. For those who are questioning what we're on about Coryn's fucking 5 million page length novel that he's written. So go ahead and read it, everyone.
It's not that many pages.
It's a lot of pages.
I mean, the first book's only like 150 pages long. It's barely a book.
Barely a book.
Second's like 250. This one I'm working on right now is like 160.
So far.
So far, it's not that long. At any rate, I digress. But yeah, no. Well, the good thing is they fixed the problem for free because they figured what they did find was something they fucked up the last time I had taken in it.
Did they admit that? Did they?
Yeah, they said, yeah, like, this is our fault. They, like, the last time I took it in, they fixed my gas pump, which had gone bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't put all the tabs in, right? And basically the way they described it is the assembly is, it keeps something just basically went wrong. So what it sounds like to me, and the potential solution here is what I experienced is I came up to like a stop sign and my car just didn't accelerate. Like it didn't turn off or anything, but I couldn't go any forward. So I turned it off and turned it back on. It worked fine. So basically what seemed to happen was that they suggested that maybe like the pump, which is in the gas tank itself, like was launched out of the gas and therefore not pumping for a minute. So I had like a dead spot.
Yeah.
And when I settled back down, it worked. But I'm going to drive it for a little while. But yes, I'm definitely getting a new car now. Don't know what yet. Nothing big.
Limo.
Not a limo. God damn. What am I going to do with a limo?
Ferry us around for a week. And then that's it.
But where would I park it?
Have you got a long driveway? Or
I don't have a driveway. I live in an apartment.
Multiple car garage?
I'm just going to buy a normal car, I think. That's fine with you.
If you want to be a, normie about it.
Oh, so do you? I mean, yeah, I kind of do. Can't just rock up on a limo everywhere I go.
It'd be good, no? It's just rocking up to get some groceries or something. It's just like, let me just park.
I always see. It doesn't look fancy when you're the driver of the limo, though.
Ah, that's true. That is a very good point. You kind of, yeah. You need someone to drive it for you. You look like the stooge if you're the driver.
Yeah, so no limo. So yeah, that was my car. I got it back now. As the other big things of my week is I finally finished Stranger Things season 2, which I enjoyed. I felt about the same as I did the first season, where the first half is kind of okay, and the second half is much, much better. Is that a fair assessment?
I mean, I'll be honest, it's been that long since I watched it. I can't really remember. Sort of how I watched it, I took my time with the first 5 episodes, and then the last ones I just sort of blitzed through, and
that's basically what I've done.
They really didn't leave much of an impact with me the second season. I wasn't that. It felt like a filler season to bridge.
It wasn't nearly as good as the first season.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's some stuff in there I liked, So
I like Bill.
I'm fine
whatever
with
his
it.
name was. No, Bob.
Bob, love Bob. Too bad he died.
Rip Bob.
Spoilers for the show that came out 6 months ago. That everyone watched at the time, and I didn't for some reason.
Bob, we love him, and Bob we trust. Bob wouldn't.
Bob was great.
No, never mind. I was going to say something then. Ignore me.
Ignore you. So yeah, no, it's fine. It's more Stranger Things. I can't fault it, really, I guess. There's nothing glaringly bad with it.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't bad. No, it definitely wasn't bad. It was just, yeah.
It's never, you're never going to be as good as the first season of Stranger Things. It takes everyone by surprise. Everyone finds it's new, it's different, it's entertaining. Nobody kind of has any expectations for it yet.
Yeah, it wasn't this big phenomenon that everyone knows and everyone watched and everyone's talking about.
It's impossible to bottle lightning twice, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was fine. I'll watch season 3, I got enough interest in it, and I really did like the whole Mind Flayer thing.
Yeah, the different kinds. I think...
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I really think season 3 could be better than
it could.
First and second, maybe.
I think we've like overcome a few hurdles that could make season 3 really good. Because like if we're going off the model of like 80s films, So like you're getting all these sort of weird tropes from the time. That if we could get into season 3, where like Eleven's out and known to people, and like she's just around now, and we've introduced other people with crazy superpowers. So if we could just like go full on like action fantasy adventure kind of thing. Get past the sneaking around kind of conspiracy theory, hiding from the government angle, you know?
Yeah, and go
Plus,
full on.
I kind of hope they actually maybe wait a little while, you know?
As in for the season to come out, or?
Yeah, and like maybe skip this year, you know what I'm saying?
I think
Because
they
we
are
get season,
off the top of my head.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up. But like give it a couple years for the in-universe story to progress a little bit.
Yeah.
And let the kids get a little bit older.
Oh, so you don't want to be kids?
Well, I mean, they're still going to be kids. They're only in middle school. But like, I can see season 3 picking up like all the kids are in high school now, and like the older kids are moving out to college, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
And that they get that dynamic going, and that way also the actors have a little time to polish themselves up a little bit better and maybe find themselves a little more. And again, go towards like more supernatural action thriller hopes and dreams. So I want them all to be a little bit more proactive. Because they really weren't proactive all that much for the first half of this, until the very end of it, you know, when they started fighting the Demodogs.
They weren't doing shit.
They really weren't. Like, honestly, I like the teenagers more than this season, a lot more than I did the first season because of that.
Yeah.
Because they were doing stuff. You know, they were bringing down conspiracy stuff, and I love the conspiracy theorist in his house. He has a great house.
Yeah, the kids literally, they did fuck all, really. Anything of memory, I'm struggling to think of anything that they did other than Toothless Kid. He fucked up.
He fucked up real bad. I also want the asshole to come back. Max's brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they never really, finished his storyline, so I'm sure they will.
I mean, yeah, they kind of put a little thing, but he only really got character development at the very end, you know? And I'd like to see him played out, because I really liked the actor and his performance in that. I thought he was really engaging on screen, you know?
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Plus, I understand the character he was playing. I've met that guy before. Obviously not in the 80s, but I've definitely met that guy.
He's a time traveler.
Obviously not in the 80s, I say. I'm not immortal, shut up. How long have you been a teenager?
I'm always a teenager in my brain.
Yeah. But other than that, I also watched another thing I've been meaning to for a long, long while. I kind of wish Nair was here to talk about it, because I know he watched it. And I don't know if any of you did, but Bright, the Netflix movie with Will Smith.
I saw the end of it.
Very helpful. Yeah, no, I watched Bright.
I want to go back.
It was pretty fun. The basic conceit is that, it's a modern-day fantasy universe where, they do a lot of ham-fisted exposition of, 2,000 years ago, the Dark Lord rose with his magic, and all the armies of the world united against him, except for the evil orcs who sided with the darkness. And then it's Will Smith's playing a cop in L.A., and he's been assigned an orc partner, and they have to work out their differences, and everyone's super racist against orcs.
Yeah.
And I'm 99% sure it's based off a comic series to begin with, but it's a really engaging universe. I really liked the way it built up, and it was really just well done, and it felt real, I guess, because they had tons of people in practical makeup. There's not a bunch of CGI bullshit.
Yeah, I did really like a lot of the costumes.
It felt like a real lived-in universe, because there's graffiti all over the walls. It's you've seen that shit before.
Yeah, it was good. I like the aesthetics of it, from what I saw anyway.
Yeah, aesthetics, very bloody, and a lot of tits in it for a Netflix show. I gotta admit, a lot of tits.
And that's what the flicks part is for.
I guess. But yeah, no, it was a fun film. If you like that sort of, if you really liked Bad Boys or Bad Boys 2, you're gonna like Bright. We'll put it that way. Because Will Smith was made to play a cop on the edge.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the cop drama of Will Smith and Samuel L. Jackson, both as cops, and just trying to out-bad cop each other.
I just don't see Sam Jackson as a cop all that much, though.
Whoa, man.
Where has he been a cop? I'm sure he has. Or was he a cop? Like a cop, not like a federal agent or something.
Oh, okay.
He was a federal agent in Snakes on a Plane, I do believe, but that's not a cop. I'm talking like a beat cop.
What's the one I'm thinking of? I don't know. I'll have to have a look for that. Because I can't remember what it's called.
Well, off of Google, he's a cop in Lakeview Terrace, maybe? I Googled Sam Jackson cop and Lakeview Terrace comes up.
That's not what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, no, that's basically been my week. Not too much else has happened. I got a lot of writing done. Posted the first chapter of a new story tonight. That's going to be fun. I'm not taking on too much. Shut up.
Just little things. Just a couple.
Just a couple things. I only have 4 stories running concurrently. But no, I'm glad I'm being real productive. I got a nice Sunday routine going on where I write every afternoon, so it's going well. But no, that's my week.
Cool.
Which I guess that leads us into news and poos.
Yeah,
it's time for the news. Okay.
I'm gonna do this for you.
What? Wait. What?
Should we do this together? The news theme.
Okay, you do the brief harmonica intro and then I go.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the news. News.
I heard the sound of news.
Wonderful. So I have one news story this week. Vacant, how many do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's too many news stories.
Okay.
I have none.
Does it
Pick
help
one.
Does it help that a few of them aren't really anything? Okay, I'll drop one.
Mine's not anything. It's like one sentence, but it's the most important sentence, so we can save it till the end.
Okay, let me rapid fire through these. Okay, Kingdom Hearts 3 briefly listed for November the 1st release. American retailer Target briefly listed it for November 1st for pre-orders, and then they hastily took it down. It is apparently coming out this year, so maybe it is a November 1st release. Who knows? There's a lot of
I guess
2020.
I guess the important question is whether or not this has actually happened before or not. Because I'm pretty sure Nair's famous story, as he still has Mega Man Legends 3 pre-ordered at GameStop, a game which has been 20 years delayed now.
Yeah, I think it was either a clerical error or they let it slip. We'll see. There's a little tease. At least it might still be coming for 2018. Hopefully, maybe. I still stand by the fact that the earliest we're going to see it is December 2018. The very earliest. It ain't coming out sooner. Next story. Funimation announces their spring simuldub premieres and the dates attached to them. So, Space Battleship Tiramisu, Kakuryu, The Legend of Galactic Heroes, Hinamatsuri, Dance with the Dragons, Golden Kamui, Steins Gate Zero, High School DxD Hero, Full Metal Panic Invisible Victory, and Star Blazers Starship Space Battleship Yamato 2202 are all getting simuldubs. Tokyo Ghoul has already aired, and of course, My Hero Academia Season 3, which is still delayed. Episode 1 has still not come out. In fact, Funimation put a tweet out of the guy who voices, I think it's Bakugo. They put a tweet out of him doing his lines like the other day, going, "Oh, he's just wrapping it up." I was like, shouldn't you have done that? It was supposed to be out like last week. Surely that should have happened already. Maybe that's just me, but that's kind of important because the only way I can reconcile this in my brain is that they've done 2 to 25, or they've done the first 6 episodes, and then gone, well, episode 1's the least important, so we'll go back to it. But that wouldn't make any sense.
I don't know. We've brought this up the last couple episodes. It doesn't make any sense, but I don't know, man. I don't understand how the industry works on the inside.
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, obviously we're not saying it's super easy to bring stuff over. They're dependent on the Japanese company and giving them all the information. They need to translate it. They need to sign off on shit. They need to gather the talent, the voice actors, probably hash out contracts of any new ones. Huge, complicated process. I'm absolutely sure they've got to obviously try and sync. The lip flaps got the ADR involved. All that shit has got to be complex as hell.
Maybe somebody like some poor fucking intern forgot to put episode 1 on the design notes and they didn't know about it until the last second.
They're like, oh fuck, we gotta call everyone back in. Work overtime. Maybe. It's not a major disaster or anything. They put the simulcast version on as a special. They got special permission apparently to do it. So let's tidy people over. I've still not watched it just because I am waiting for that dub to come out because I like to watch it in the dub version. A slightly bigger shitstorm that involved someone who does do a lot of simulcasting is Crunchyroll. We didn't talk about it last week, but they basically bought out a Danmachi game. The Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? That's the Hestia game, the Hestia thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait for Manimal to tell me.
Don't get testy with my Hestie.
I don't really follow the show and everything, but basically, all the story boils down to there is a massive shitstorm. People mass unsubscribing from Crunchyroll, saying they won't. They've cancelled their subscriptions. All this kind of shit. And what it boils down to is basically they are branching into the mobile phone market. They're getting a localization of a mobile game for the series. And when they advertised it, they had an English sub trailer which advertised a touching feature. So you get to touch the girls, which is slightly creepy. Very creepy.
Remind us all how old the girls are in this show.
I don't know.
Very elful.
Hestia's a goddess, so she's probably like 800 years old, 10,000 years old.
They're not
all right.
lollies.
How old do they look?
They're not lollies. Hestia's got some big titties, so... That's not an indication of age. We all know, but they're not designed as lollies.
That's true. I was also going to ask if lolly and big tits are mutually exclusive concepts, but I don't know, and I don't necessarily... I realized halfway through thinking about it, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It's a rabbit hole that you don't want to go down. So basically there's a touching feature that they advertised. They then removed this when the game was released. They've now removed this for Western audiences. People were annoyed because they advertised it. It's false advertising. When they questioned it to Crunchyroll, they basically fucked up. They said, because on one hand, I'm never going to play this game. I don't give a fuck, and I think the touching feature is a bit weird. That's strange to have, but the removal of it is not a big deal to me. However, it's how they handle it. I think that's mainly what people are getting the backs up for, is the fact that they removed it. And one of the best things they said was, it's not censorship, guys. We just removed something that was inappropriate, that we felt was inappropriate for a Western audience. It's not censorship. We just removed something that was inappropriate, that's all. Definitely not censoring anything, guys. That's the opposite of censoring.
I'd argue that it is censoring. That's a bad way to phrase that, but it's a good use of censoring. Censoring's not always bad.
This is what made me laugh when they were like, guys, we have not misled, we have not censored anything, we have just removed something that we found to be inappropriate.
It's just
you have
my thing is
yes.
it feels the people who are unsubscribing aren't the people who are I am so offended that you would claim to not be censoring when you're clearly censoring. This is doublethink. No, they're just the people unsubscribing are the people going, I want to touch the anime girl's tits and you're not letting me touch the anime girl's tits. Now I'm mad about it.
No, I think it's people getting the backs up about because they have handled it really poorly.
It's handled poorly, but that's such a pretext.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. It's not, I'm going to boycott your service kind of a deal.
Yeah.
It's not. Corporate people handle shit poorly all the time. It happens all the time. It really isn't that big of a deal.
Their official statement, when they got called out for lying, because they said, we never advertised this feature, we've never said that we're going to include this feature, people then begin to link back to the English sub version of the trailer that they put out, which does clearly advertise it. They then removed that trailer. People have got mad about it. They've handled it poorly. But this is the thing which is upset, which it's like people are thinking it's new. Like, it's new that Crunchyroll are handling things poorly, or, they've had bad publicity. Look back to, was it this time last year that it came out about, there was heavy accusations in regards to their HD quality streams not streaming at that. They were dropping them, they were deliberately, allegedly, hampering the quality of a HD stream.
Yeah, Crunchyroll's never been completely on the up and up. I don't know what people are expecting. They were. You go to them because they have all the shows, for the most part.
That's literally the only reason, really.
That's it.
Which I think it is still recording. However, it's not showing me the data, so.
Okay.
Done.
Oh. Let's get into what we've been watching this week. Manimal, you are first on the list.
Yes, it's a place beyond the universe, a place further than the universe or beyond the universe. One of the two. I finished that show, the Antarctica high school girls go to Antarctica. Amazing series, absolutely spectacular. Just like it has this incredible inspirational power to it, where you watch it and you're like, I need to change things in my life. Like it's hard to describe, but it's just like. It has such a great narrative, and especially a tone, because again, it's not some stupid moe show where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Antarctica, and it'll be fun." They're like, "We're going to Antarctica, and it's gonna kind of suck, but we'll make the best of it." And it's more just about the theme of the series, about going out and doing something and all that stuff. There's just so many great themes it hits on. The characters are really good as well. Like I said, the animation is not great. It's a little cheap in some regards. The backgrounds are pretty good, but. I can forgive the animation because it was just such a spectacular series. Again, like Nair said, everyone glanced over it for Yuzu Camp. And like I said, Yuzu Camp is, like, you watch that show and then you're like, okay, whatever. But this is like an actual good series that is, it's surprising that it was as good as it was, actually. Just like, frick.
It sounds like you had a good time.
It was a grand time, yes.
It was a right romper stomper of a time.
It was a right romper stomper, yes. That's all I watched, yeah.
Well, that sounds like a good use in Vacant, you said you didn't watch anything, so
nope.
I guess that just leaves me. So I watched the same stuff I did last week with the edition of Golden Kamuy, because it seems like a couple of shows I actually had picked out aren't going to show up on Crunchyroll, which if we know my history means I'm not actually going to get around to fucking watching them. Sorry, shows, or anyone who is looking forward to my opinions. Not that you're actually out there, but But yeah, watched the first episode of Golden Kamuy, which was real fucking good. It was a little strange too, because like most of it's 2D animation, right?
I think I know what you're going to say.
Well, they had two things that stuck out. One is CGI, like, animals, and I think it was mostly just the bears. I don't know, there was a wolf.
Photorealistic?
No, like, just CGI. But they did have photorealistic fires.
Oh, okay.
Photorealistic fires and CGI bears, which were also kind of photorealistic, too. It's a very strange combination.
It's all I've heard people talking about is the fucking bear and how weird it looks compared to everything else.
It does kind of look out of place, but honestly, I can't say it doesn't work as sort of a weird art style direction.
Yeah.
Because this is not like a show that comes across as, oh, we're just fucking around to make whatever with as cheaply as we can. It's sort of, I don't know, maybe I'm digging too much into it. But it almost makes it feel like it's turning the bears and, into this weird, almost like other,
Yeah.
It's
like,
this weird otherworldly monster.
And
we're already sort of taking this trip into like this sort of mythical universe because we meet the Ainu girl whose name escapes me. It's like Airiku or something, Anriku, something. I've only heard it they only said it in the show like once, so forgive me. But, like, she's immediately, like, referring to this bear that's eating human flesh as, like, an evil god. So, like, we're getting in some odd territory that's not quite on this plane, like, immediately, at least headspace-wise, right? Of course, it doesn't help that we have the main character screaming about how he's immortal, so... It's fun, though. I really enjoyed the first episode. I'm looking forward to the rest of it. I think it's going to be a really good show. And it's a really good manga, so I have high hopes.
That's good. Because I've heard positive things, but like the one takeaway, all I saw was just everyone going, "The fuck's up that bear? What's going down with that bear?"
It is a bit weird, but I can't say it's necessarily a bad thing. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know how it's going to go on, but I'm not going to complain. To me, it felt like, you know that thing where, like, animation in general, where, like, a character will have, like, a design on their clothing and they move. The design's just, like, obviously, like, on the background, like that old style of animation where they're just moving a character over it.
Yeah.
It felt like that same sort of vein.
Ah, okay. Not quite as fluid as you'd hope, but...
Not necessarily, just sort of artistic. But yeah, it's very good otherwise. No complaints.
I really, really want to watch it. Well, I will watch it before next week, because I've got to do some serious catch-up. Although I can do that tomorrow. Yeah,
there's no spoilers to it. Nothing gets into it. They just set up... They don't tell us anything we don't already know. The guy and the girl are looking for dudes with skins so they can get a good treasure map, right? It's basically what it is. And they have a lot... It moves very quickly, but not, like, without purpose. It's very much, hey, I need to do this thing. You should do this thing with me for these reasons. And it's like, okay, I'll do this thing now because that's good sense, right? Like, it's quickly, but it doesn't feel like illogically quick. You know, we're hitting all the points of logic we need to hit to keep moving. It's just people in the show are very competent in making a lot of sense.
That's good. That's a nice change. When you have every player in a series actually competent, not going, huh? And making like, dumb misunderstandings.
The dude's like, well, I survived the impossible odds of the Russo-Japanese War, and I need money. And this dude obviously has a treasure map. I'm going to find the treasure map. And the girl's like, you know, I could kind of like to get some of that treasure too, because my dad owned part of that treasure at one point, so it's kind of mine anyway, so I'm going to help you find it. Yeah. Now we're doing this thing. Cut the dude's skin off. We need his trap.
Need that shit.
Need that shit. So, no, it's good. I'm going to keep watching Golden Kamuy for sure. And then I watched the second episode of Galactic Heroes, and it's more of the same. It's exactly what you think it's going to be, and it's exactly what I want out of it. Nothing more, nothing less. They spend a little time retreading the first episode from the other side's perspective, but it's only about half of it. The other half is forward momentum, so
yeah.
I'm interested to see what the next episode brings. So yeah, it's exactly what you expect. It's exactly what you expect.
It's going to be the first episode, but from a third unknown side, from their perspective.
Well, that's the thing. They introduce in like the first episode is like, so there's the blah 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 empire that's obviously the Germans from World War I. There's the blah 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 alliance that's obviously the good guys.
Yeah.
And some of them have like Japanese and Chinese sounding names. Actually, mostly Chinese sounding names. Like the main character is like Young Lei Wang or something like that.
Okay.
And he meets a dude named
Austria-Hungary.
Hey, bring back Austria-Hungary. Hashtag Austria is hungry. But at the end of it, like they're introducing like the Grand Empire, the Grand Emperor of this one faction, because there's also like a third faction that's neutral or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's three factions. And at the end, they're introducing the totally not Kaiser Wilhelm character, and they're announcing all his titles, and it's like Emperor of all humanity, even though all humanity has not been united for what's apparently been several hundred years on this made-up timescale at the very least.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, you're kind of making some shit up about yourself, aren't you, motherfucker?
You can declare that shit about yourself. I'm sure it's fine.
You didn't declare whatever the fuck you want about yourself. Doesn't make it true. Especially because they're like, the Imperial dudes are like, oh, the rebels. Even though, and I don't know, but they introduced the show at like two different timescales, which makes it sound like one is what the Imperial dudes think, which has the higher number, and then the lower number is what the quote-unquote rebels think, which is still hundreds and hundreds of years ago, which they're not really rebels at that point, are they?
No, they're just another side.
They're not
Surely.
rebels when they have their entire own, military structure and uniforms and 28,000 ships of their own design. That's just you pulling at strings, man.
Yeah,
but I digress.
You can't cease to call them rebels at that point. That's
No,
like
you
me
just-
referring to America as a rebel. You fucking rebel piece of shit.
Yeehaw, yippee skippy, Yankee Doodle. But Legend of Galactic Heroes, that's fine. And then the other real standout, perhaps the standout, is still Megalobox. Megalobox is good. It's just so good.
Yeah, another one on the list, another one to watch. I still need to get on it.
I know you've been in London, you have a good excuse. But it's real good. Like, of course, they also have this thing, like, they need to enter, like, the big contest, whatever, the big tournament.
Yeah.
But to get into the big tournament, they also have to have, like, citizen IDs for this big, like, city state, I guess. And at the end of it, the boxer dude finally gets one, but they're like, you need a name, because he just goes by his stage name of Junk Dog. But he's like, my name is Joe. And they just put Joe, Joe, on the fucking, like, essentially a driver's license. Now, I don't know about you, but if I got pulled over and a cop asked for my license and he just saw my first name on it, he'd have a few questions.
Yeah, but also he's a big mechanical boxer person, so you don't want to ask too many questions.
Well, he's actually a tiny little guy with some, like, pistons strapped to his arm.
Yeah, still, because it's like, he's
I mean,
still
they don't
kinda
have...
equipped.
They don't have robot arms. They have, like, robot stuff on their arms.
Okay.
They're like, do you remember, that time-looping movie with, Tom Cruise?
All you need not all you need is kill. The Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow based on All You Need Is Kill.
Yeah.
You just see that one where they have, like, the exoskeleton stuff?
Yeah.
That's basically what they rock in Megalobox.
Okay.
They don't actually have robot arms themselves. They have, like, mechanical stuff they strap on to make their arms better. Of course, like, the main villain dude, Yuri, is, like, the champion boxer who, like, beats the shit out of our hero at the second episode.
Yeah.
Has, like, this super, like, skin-tight robot arm stuff.
Oh, so
which
he's got
looks...
the advent shit.
Yeah, he's the champ, and he's, like, sponsored by the company that, like, apparently owns half the planet. Or at least this city. And apparently the economy, their whole, like, business model is based on boxing. I don't know. Again, it's same rules as Tiger Mask.
It's an anime. It's the same with Beyblade or any of that shit. It's this XYZ is be all end all of the world.
Seto Kaiba made all the money by being really cool at card games.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Beyblade, Pokemon, it's this thing is the focus of the world, and that's it. That's all you need to know. I mean...
It's the be-all and all.
I can't wait till they become real, those augmented exoskeletons. You have to be careful in everyday life, because, if you want to crack a wank off in one of them, fuck me, you're going to rip your dick off. So just be careful.
I think
everyone.
they only put it on when boxing. I don't think they wear it all the time. Goes
to bed in it and shit. PSA, if they do become real, guys, do not masturbate with exoskeletons on. You're going to end up with an injury. It's going to be a bad time. Don't know who I'm warning.
I think we're taking it a little too far. In the future, when they have commercially available exoskeletons, maybe practice responsibly. I like to think you'll need a license or something, at least a background check, when you obtain the ability to punch through a cinder block wall.
Yeah.
That'll be let's not get into it. So Megalobox is real good. It still has that weird old art style that's not really polished. It doesn't look like it was made today, but it's real good. I like it a lot. More power to just fucking Joe. And,
good old Joe.
I guess, good old Joe. And besides from that, I watched latest episode of Darling in the Franxx, which you haven't watched, so I won't spoil things, but things continue to move forward.
Thank you.
It has a bit of a rest point, considering the fucking blistering pace the last couple episodes. But, I will spoil that at the end of it, Zero Two's horns are like fucking enormous.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for that full-on demon transformation. I'm really ready for it. I'm so ready for it. Let her be a demon. But yeah, forward momentum keeps happening. It's good. They're setting up like a big fight. So, should be good.
Good.
That's all I've watched though. I think that's it. Unless any of y'all have anything else to chime in on.
No. Like I said, literally nothing I've watched. Unfortunately.
I made cinnamon toast with jam on top.
Oh, cinnamon toast with jam?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
I like it.
I'll take your word for it, bro. What kind of jam is it?
Strawberry jam.
So cinnamon toast. Is it cinnamon? You say cinnamon toast. Do you mean cinnamon sugar toast or just cinnamon toast?
Raisin. I mean cinnamon.
What?
Raisin bread is what I meant to say.
What is
it? You have raisin bread with jam on it. That's entirely different.
For some reason, I said cinnamon.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my god.
I don't know why I said cinnamon.
Because you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You absolute cunt.
That makes a lot more sense. But anyway, it's now time for my portion of the episode, which I got to plan.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Just like you. So, I was thinking about it this whole week, what I was going to do for my episode, right? And spoiler alert, listeners, I have not told either of these two what we're doing yet, so it's a surprise to everybody.
Yeah, we're in
I was sitting there and thinking to myself, so I could just make them spend half an hour telling me how great I am, but I'm not that narcissistic. Not quite. And then I thought maybe we could do an episode where I just explain to you the intricacies of my stories. But I figured only relatively few people would appreciate that, so I decided against that. Because I am a kind and merciful God, I have decided to do something so much worse.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
We're doing a random-sode.
What?
We're doing a random-sode.
Oh.
What?
We're doing a random-sode!
Oh.
Okay.
For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, perhaps the last time, before we knew what the fuck we were doing, we just talked around and shit. And that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to talk around and shit. Because I couldn't actually come up with a good idea.
This is the big topic that we had to rush through everything to get to.
Yes. Because we need to build momentum.
Right.
Let's fucking blow through the anime news and what we watched and shit. It's a good thing, too, because I ain't watched shit. Okay. Fuck it.
It works out for you.
I mean,
I'm interested to see, because now that we've had a year and a half of actual content, how we're going to do with the random episode. Let's strip that all fucking away.
Okay. Could have done.
I mean, I thought about just making it go from the beginning, but I figured that would maybe break us a little too hard.
I was going to say, I thought we could just go from the beginning. I mean, it's been that long since we've done a random episode that I've kind of lost the essence on how to do it. You're steering the ship, Coryn. You chuck as a topic.
Chuck you a topic. Well, I really wish Lego was here for this.
Okay.
He was always the best at these, you know?
I mean, we've got Manimal, who's a fountain of random knowledge and stuff. Let's see. Okay, I've got topics, but the weighty topics, do you know what I mean? The stuff that require thought, and it's very much against the spirit of a random episode.
I'm all the way through a bottle of champagne, so fuck it, let's go.
Shall we play I Have Never? Let's take a sip.
Let's do I Have Never. I still have half a glass of champagne.
You know, tea at Robin's doesn't taste very good. I've had it a couple times now, and like, you know, their coffee, it's adequate. The tea, it's not.
What the fuck is a Robin's?
It's our place, our coffee place.
Baskin?
Oh, your local coffee place.
Well, it stayed here. That's what I mean.
Okay.
It didn't
Okay.
branch out like Trader Tim's.
I actually bought a coffee the other day. Yesterday, in fact. The decaf, obviously, because I don't do caffeine. But I did. I was at the gas station, and I bought gas, and I was a little hungry, so I went and buy a snack, and I got a coffee because it was fucking cold yesterday. It was so weird. I felt like...
Gas station decaf.
Gas station decaf. I put a lot of peppermint creamer in there. It tasted okay at the end. But it was weird. I felt like a normal person. Like nobody else knew that I was drinking decaf. Nobody expects people to buy decaf coffee.
If I could drink coffee all the time and it would not have coffee effects, then I would do it because I love how it tastes.
I love me some coffee. Haven't been able to have a cup today.
It's a fine taste. I do like the. Ultimately, it's just, decaf doesn't have the good effects of the actual coffee. So you kind of have to be, I think, in the mood if you don't do caffeine to actually want to drink decaf coffee. And
it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me anymore. I don't even know what well, the one time I didn't have coffee, I already said I got like a big headache. That was the only time in like 2 years that I haven't.
That's your sign. Maybe you should drink a little less coffee.
Yeah, I only have one cup a day.
Wean yourself off, dude, if it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I take medication. If I go off it for a day on accident or if, I run out or something, it fucking sucks. Yeah. I can't imagine if I got addicted to crack or something.
Okay, well, coffee, I think it's easy. It'd be easy enough to just stop drinking.
There's a random topic.
Easier.
There's a random topic. What would happen if you got addicted to crack? What?
If we got addicted to crack? I sure hope I wouldn't.
What hard drug would you get addicted to? Like if you
No, it's crack. We're going with crack in this situation. I want to know what Manimal does on crack, because I know what I would do.
Jesus
Have you seen?
I don't even know what crack does to your body.
Okay. Have you seen the video of the naked black dude chasing after a fucking car on the side of the road?
I mean, I've seen Bobo the Dorito Bandit, but I don't know about that.
Okay, there's this video of a couple guys driving around in like an SUV or something in the middle of the night, and there's this naked black dude who is like fit as fuck, and he is like running next to their car, and it looks like it must be 30 miles an hour, and you look straight at him, and it has like the cat eye reflection in his eyes, and he just disappears into the darkness. That's
just like
crack.
Bobo. That's what happened with Bobo. He steals the bag of Doritos and disappears in the darkness while wearing a diaper.
Yeah, but crack's, basically the same thing as cocaine chemically. And cocaine gets you all hopped up, but cocaine's classy and crack is not classy.
Cocaine is for record producers.
It is. It's expensive.
Yeah, crack's not a very glamorous drug. I think it really needs to be brought into the public eye and just made more classier, crack. I think that's what it's missing, just a good public image.
I don't think it needs to be made classier. That's not going to help anything. Lots of people do crack already. It's a problem.
A throwback to Kesha's song "Blow" from 2008 or 9 or 10.
Blow?
Yeah, it goes
all
blow.
Kesha songs you remembering Blow?
I remember a lot of Kesha's songs. Kesha's classic.
I remember a lot of Kesha songs too, but I don't fucking care about Blow.
Blow. I was not one of her best songs.
Not.
Dirt and glitter cover the floor.
I mean, I remember listening to it a lot when I delivered Jimmy John's. It was like right when it came out.
Oh, okay.
Or it wasn't, I guess, when it came out, but it was when it hit the radio.
I tried to write a parody of that song in 2011, and it was just about taking like a big shit, like my ass is about to blow, and defaulting to shit for any kind of comedy is usually not very funny, and that was certainly the case in this case.
If Weird Al wouldn't do it, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it either.
All of Weird Al's greatest parodies, but shit, they would certainly not work as well.
No, not usually. God, I don't know. I can't imagine getting myself hooked on cocaine in the first place. But
yeah, I don't want to know. I see enough of it every day, and I don't want to see any more of the effects.
Good old shrooms. That's what you want.
Shrooms.
LSD.
LSD. Wait, you didn't say what you would do on crack.
I don't know what I'd do. I mean...
You take LSD if you're on crack?
Yeah. It's a better drug than crack. Die of an overdose on a subway somewhere. I don't know what I'd do on crack.
Oh, that's sad. You gotta at least come up with something interesting. I'm chasing cars naked down the road.
I'd be Bobo. I definitely want to be Bobo. Go into stores, take bags of Doritos in a diaper, and walk out.
Oh my god, they had a whole bunch of wasabi Doritos at Walmart the other day.
You'd be like Bobo.
If you were on crack,
I wanted to buy all of them.
Well,
I would have had them, but I had self-control and said, I don't need any more snack food in my life. I'm too fat as it is. I'm trying to lose weight.
That self-control?
With that crack, you would gain weight. You would gain weight, and you wouldn't even crack.
No, I think you lose weight on crack. I don't think you can help but lose weight on crack. I think that's the only thing that really happens to you on crack.
I wonder.
You lose weight, both like fat and brain matter.
I guess of like heroin too.
I don't know about heroin. Is heroin the one that smooths out your brain? With that LSD. One of those fucked up ones takes the wrinkles out of your head, and those are what makes you think good.
That's what makes you think good.
Yeah, some of that shit is bad. Bad juju.
Some of that shit is bad.
Some of it is. Not all of it, man. But some of it, yes, definitely is.
It's some bad shit. Okay.
Like I'm down on the legalized marijuana movement, but I don't think we should legalize crack.
No, don't legalize it anytime soon. Do you know what I'm doing? Okay. To come up with topics, I'm going on the new section of the anime subreddit.
Oh, you freaking chump! Get off of Reddit.
No, seven questions down. Well, not questions, but 7 posts down as best anime to watch with a 12-year-old girl.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Not many.
Hold on. Okay. First of all, stop watching anime with a 12-year-old girl unless you are also 11, 12, or 13.
Well, unless you are her father,
if it's a sister,
sibling, or someone.
You better be filial relationship there. I don't know. Sailor Moon, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 12 years old. 12 years old, you're pretty advanced, you know.
I don't know. Think you are.
Well, you're in like grade 7. You know.
Grade
8.
Yeah.
Like still.
Kids nowadays will be watching like all the Saw movies by the time they're 8 years old anyway.
Is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure actually good, or is it just a meme?
It's fucking both. It's fucking both.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's always good for a laugh. The new section, because obviously it gets downvoted to hell. Hidden.
I just don't like Reddit as an entire website.
I know it's a shit show, but it's worth looking at on a rare occasion.
It is brilliant for when you're in an office job. When you're there, stuck there with fucking limited use of websites. Once you've exhausted YouTube.
Wait. I mean, yeah, if you need literally unlimited content to stare at, Reddit's gotcha. It's not always good or, I dare say, legal, but it's there.
There's stuff there. I mean, whenever people, like, get into, like, stories or something, that could be somewhat interesting. But I don't know. I hate Reddit. I don't like it. I don't like posting on it. I don't like reading it. I just don't like it at all. The whole site.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't like I say. I use some subreddits. I don't actively post
it's
too
still
much.
better. It's still better than Twitter, but you know,
everything's better than Twitter. Honestly, I just every time I talk to anyone about Reddit, they're just angry. Nobody brings up Reddit when they're in a good mood. Every time someone brings up Reddit to me, they're pissed off about something on Reddit, and I'm just going, get the fuck off Reddit.
I don't like the community on Imgur either.
There's a community on Imgur?
Yeah, I thought
there was just photos you looked at.
Yeah, but if you look at the comments and then the same meme stuff gets
it's
posted.
Like looking at the comments on YouTube. We all ago decided that YouTube comments were not worth looking at, so we stopped.
Yeah, but it's hard not to look at comments sometimes.
Is it?
It's a magnetic
force. It takes more effort. Oh, it's not.
It's a magnetic force that drives your eyes draw downward, and you're like, I wonder what people say.
The next video or image is a magnetic force. keep going with the content, not with the bullshit.
It's like when you try not to look at the time, but it's a magnetic force. Your eyes just want to look at the corner of the computer screen, and you're like, oh my god, there's 7 hours left.
And you just want to get that time. Can we find some good YouTube comments? Pick us a random video, and we'll get them comments.
All right, random YouTube. We are going to
right
trending.
Vacant doesn't believe in the random sode. He's trying to find other things. He's trying to go on websites to pad out the content because he doesn't believe in it.
He doesn't believe in it. Well, I just loaded up the
We've
Incredibles
been talking about
2
YouTube
trailer.
comments. I'm saying let's find a random video to find some comments. It's perfectly links in with the random sode.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I just loaded up the Incredibles 2 official trailer. I haven't seen it yet. But the first comment is by, I won't say his name, but it is, back in my country, we learnt math in a different way from the English. Math is math.
Okay.
You know what? I agree with that.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm going to type in anime video. And the first one is an official video, short film by A1 Pictures and Crunchyroll. I don't want that one. Instead, I want Top Funny Anime Moments 1.
It's probably just going to be a comment like, Natsu is so funny. He's a dragon.
No, they're all actually just, what's that anime at said timestamp?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm still reading Incredibles comments, because they're fucking amazing. I hope after part 2, they soon make Incredibles 3. I hope they didn't do late to make the second part. After part 2, I will be waiting for part 3. Incredibles 2 is amazing. Again, Incredibles 2 hasn't come out yet. So far, Incredibles 3 will also be Incredibles.
You know what? Yeah, it will be Incredibles because there will be multiple Incredibles by that point.
Oh my god.
It's going to be pretty good.
One is just thick with like 15 C's. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to refer to.
Probably to like Mr. Incredible's physique.
Yeah, hopefully to Edna. I will only accept Edna as the result. I've only seen this movie once, but I remember Edna.
Does it say thick boy? Because if it says
no,
thick
it just
boy,
says thick. It just says thick.
It might
and
be
then
Mr.
the
Incredible.
replies are hopefully an IKR, which I assume stands for I know right in this response. There's another comment. I guess math must be a thing because another comment just says Common Core changed math and makes kids more stupid.
Yeah.
Great.
Kids are dumb.
Fucking Incredibles 2 coming ruining maths and education and shit.
Oh, good.
Literally,
We're getting to the shit. Feminists made Elastigirl the main character. Wonderful. Hopefully not too political, correct?
Stop being elastic. Don't push your elastic agenda on me.
Yeah.
Jake Tung, MU was fine.
Monsters University, I'm guessing that is?
I don't know.
Don't know why you suddenly just go, Monsters Universe is fine.
Fake it.
Oh no, this is so goddamn sad. Oh, this is the saddest comment ever read on YouTube.
Oh god.
I watched the first part when I was 70. Now I'm 85 and I want to see this movie before I die. Oh no.
That makes me sad.
Me too.
Like, you expect, I watched the first part when I was 7. This guy's freaking 70s, 85. I want to go over there and make sure they have enough oatmeal for tomorrow.
It has been 15 years.
That's a sobering thought. When you are nearing the end of your life and you enjoy something, you're like, I might not live to see the sequel.
Oh shit, yeah.
His name is Ron Jobs.
Good luck, Ron Jobs. I hope you can fucking see that.
Well, I mean, how do you think you'd feel when you're looking at, like, young people and you're like, well, I remember when I was like that. If only I could see what they'll continue to see.
If only I could see Star Wars Episode 25 before I finally pass on.
We'll probably be able to. I don't think that's out of the question for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, we only have to wait. We'll probably survive another 50 years. I think we can manage that.
What are you guys most looking forward to when you get old?
Oh, eating dinner at 4:00. Sounds great.
Oh, what? This is my bones hurting constantly.
It's a strange thing to look forward to. I mean, I at least have the this that my brain will melt when I'm about 75. If family history is anything to go off of, so no worries,
Yeah, I imagine at that age. Well, I can't say grandkids because you never know what happens in life. But I'd hope I'd certainly freaking hope so. But you never know. Actually, no, it sounds like a nightmare. But then, no, it sounds like a nightmare. But also, no, it sounds like a nightmare. But that's how I feel when I think of that.
Grandkids are easy because you don't have to deal with them much. If you fuck them up, it's not your fault; it's their parents.
I know. I'm just mentioning kids because kids are the kind of thing where you think about it, you're like, I'd like to continue my bloodline, and then you're like, wait, I don't want kids. Kids are a horror story. Someone was freaking changing their kid in the washroom the other day, and I was just like, what a freaking nightmare. What a freaking just travesty. What a freaking mess.
Why?
Changing a kid. I don't want to touch some freaking shitty ass.
Well, you took your own shitty ass.
Shit stains fly across the wall. It's bad enough that I have to do it to myself. I don't want to do it to someone else.
Look, when you have a child, your brain's flooded with all sorts of stupid endorphins and shit that make you love them unconditionally. That's how our species has survived, because babies are terrible.
Makes me want to touch a friggin' shitty asshole and watch some stupid kid just friggin' dribble all over the place and spit food and vomit and cry like a friggin' moron. I hate when I'm in a friggin'
that only lasts for like a year and a half.
You're in the store and you're just...
They have either your own face or your partner's face, so it's easy to deal with.
Yeah, I guess so, because you're like, hey, it looks like little me.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, it's my fucking spawn. I gotta take care of this thing.
The baby's fine, because they'll know they cry, they'll know they deprive you of sleep, and it's like, mental torture and shit. Like, they can't move around too much.
Okay, but you constantly...
No, that's why they're not fine. That's the exact problem.
Have to worry about, like,
what
if this kid just sticks its finger in the electrical outlet, or like friggin' drinks plutonium or whatever. I don't know.
Hopefully you don't have
plutonium under the fridge.
I don't need to
in an open and easily accessible thing. Yeah, the kid, because the thing is, like, as I say, we were babysitting and looking after a kid overnight. Me and my girlfriend, and she was like 4 years old, and like they can move around, they can ask questions, they can query things, and you're just like, you can't reason with them because it's
they could walk outside in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Like, you've got to hide the keys and shit. Like, for instance, every time I wanted to go toilet, I had to sneak off, because if she realized I was in the toilet, she would come running it towards it and go, I really need toilet, I really need toilet. She just wants to be in the bathroom with me.
Yeah,
I want to go toilet in peace, and that's just, so I had to sneak off, and I couldn't, when I had to shower, I had to, really pretend I was going outside.
That's just annoying. By the time they reach that point, they don't have the problem where they accidentally roll onto their sides and asphyxiate because they can't push off with their tiny little chicken wing arms.
See, everything about kids just sounds like the ultimate nightmare, but you're like, people keep having them, so it must not be
because we're wired to.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to continue that line, you don't want it to just end.
I want to see a little Barry Goldman. Who's going to have kids first? Out of everyone?
I don't know. Probably Nair. He's married already.
Which will be the first happy hour prodigy.
It's just the thing is even if you don't necessarily want to have kids, chances are you do want to fuck.
Yeah, and you end up having them anyways. Probably like 80% of kids are mistakes or something.
I don't think
that's what
you heard here, folks. I don't think that many kids.
Scientific research.
I think maybe until modern contraceptives were invented, perhaps.
Yeah,
I think until modern days, you were just kind of like gambling every time.
Which is what shit up.
Of course, like in the past, you could have 25 kids, and like 3 of them would live, so it worked out.
There you go. Well, I wonder what it's like if your family, you even have like 7 kids. How could you possibly spread equal love to 7 kids?
I guess
Like,
You don't, and that's why most people with that many kids are broken households.
Hey,
Yes.
I come from a family of 5 and we're all fine. Thank you very much.
Sure you are. Sure you are, buddy.
See me
Maybe
as
if
a
you're
shining
like,
example.
maybe if you're like a variety of ages or something like that.
Yeah. Well, there's from the youngest to the oldest in my family, there's 10 years between them. And
You
I'm
know,
right in the middle.
There you go. I'm pretty sure that parents must rank their kids as like, this kid's the best, this kid's
You
the
probably
worst.
do. You probably do.
Like,
Deep
you can
down,
guarantee it. You know,
it's
parents
like
tell you.
I've talked to parents. I mean, not my parents about it. I've kind of talked to my parents about it. I know I'm the favorite. There's no arguing there. Fuck you, Michael.
Oh!
But every parent, if you ask them and they don't think it's going to get back to their children, they will tell you they have favorite kids. They just do.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Everyone's human, right? You still
have
love your kids, but you're going to like them. I guess I should say, you don't maybe love one more than the other, but you definitely like some more than the other.
I think certainly you can like rate your friends, be like, this is my best friend, this is my not as good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, all you guys are equal, but I bet we all rate each other. I bet you prefer one over the other.
That's just how it goes, because
I want to go on record and say I love you guys all equally.
Obsessive compulsive top 10 generation list.
I despise
Top,
you all.
can you even name 10 generations? I can't.
No,
I actually know a lot about it.
No, that's what I mean. Is like
means this is our
top
generation.
I generate a top 10 list every time I see 10 things. Like, could you imagine being that guy? You'd see 10 things and you instantly have to generate a top 10 list in your head.
Oh,
But what if you can't get top 10 to fill the 10 list?
Well, then you just get an anxiety attack or something.
Guess. I mean, like, if you ask me at any favorite moment what my favorite movies are, I couldn't tell you 10 movies. I mean, I guess I could tell you 10 movies, but I couldn't objectively say they're my favorite. They're just the ones that pop to mind.
Think of 10 movies you've seen.
Jurassic Park. That was good.
Star Wars Episode 5, Star Wars Episode 6.
That's what I would do. It'd just be like a block of Star Wars. It'd be the Transformers 86 movie. And frickin', I don't know, like Rocky 1, I guess, and Spider-Man 2. Sure.
I mean, if anyone ever asks me what my favorite movie is, I always have to tell them that the original Star Wars trilogy has to count as one, so otherwise I can't pick.
I'd still go with A New Hope, because in many cases I prefer like a standalone movie. Like, that's why I still like the first Terminator more than Terminator 2, because it's a standalone movie. You know?
It is pretty good. I mean, I guess if I honestly, truly had to pick, I'd still pick Empire, but, you know.
I just like the concept of the movie being like its own little contained thing. Like,
I mean, that's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I definitely get where you're coming from. New Hope is contained, and it's wonderful, and I do love it for that. Like, if I was going to be on death row, right?
Yeah.
And I could pick one movie to watch with my final dinner, I'd pick A New Hope. That's no contest. But, like...
A New Hope or Empire?
A New Hope.
Oh, okay.
It's like how I don't know if I explained it here. I've explained it to people before and I've gotten some strange looks. Is that at the time there were 4 Tremors movies. The best Tremors movie is Tremors 2. My favorite is Tremors 4. Doesn't mean it's best. It's kind of a shit show, but it's my favorite.
That's how it goes. But what was I about to say? Yeah, I preferred the second Citizen Kane movie personally. I thought it was a little more complicated.
You mean Citizen Kane 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, Citizen Kane in the City. I thought it was
when
really
she rose
fun.
from the grave and became a zombie.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Fashion
not see
blogger.
that plot twist coming.
Wait, guys, this is like spoilers.
Spoilers for Citizen Kane 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Don't want to give this stuff away or anything.
Nah.
You know.
Don't do that.
Who would play Citizen Kane? Who would play Kane in Citizen Kane 2?
Borson Tells.
No, I want a real actor.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh, frick, I don't know.
Ryan Gosling for Orson Welles?
Sure.
Freaking, it'd probably be just like someone stupid, like freaking the Rock or something.
Don't you fucking say The Rock's stupid.
I would love to see The Rock play Citizen Kane. I was going to say Michael Cera, but come at me. I would love to see Michael Cera play any character from cinematic history. Just replace him.
I'd like to
go back a few sentences. Michael Cera as the Terminator.
I knew a guy in high school who looked exactly like Michael Cera, so I don't want to see Michael Cera again.
I think we all did.
As the Terminator. I'll be back. I guess. I guess.
Well, they had different personalities because this guy was he was a lot different.
We had a guy in high school who we always called White Sherman Clump because he looked like Sherman Clump from Professor. He looked exactly like Sherman Clump from The Nutty Professor, but he was white. He wasn't black, so everyone just called him White Sherman or White Sherman Clump.
That's scary, though.
It was weird.
Oh, The Nutty Professor. That's such a strange movie.
He looked identical to that motherfucker.
Oh, the Nutty Professor, yeah.
Yeah, where Eddie Murphy played everyone. It's fucking good, great film.
Freaking, what was the movie about the dog?
Dr. Dolittle.
No, a dog. It was a remake of another movie, and I think it had like freaking Buzz Lightyear in it, Tim Allen.
Toy Story?
No, it was about a dog. There was like a 50s.
What do you mean it's about a dog?
There was a 50s movie, and I distinctly remember the line, "I'm breaking the ice."
What?
Marmaduke?
Okay, no, Tim Allen dog movie. I'm gonna find this out right now because I watched it. The Shaggy Dog. It's the Shaggy Dog. That's what it's called.
Can't say I've ever seen it.
You guys have never heard of this movie?
I know the Shaggy Dog,
Nope.
But that has nothing to do with Buzz Lightyear.
Well, because it's Tim Allen.
It's like Woody.
No, that's Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
God damn it! Right?
Tim Allen is Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Fuck.
Yeah, I just remembered this movie existed, and I watched the 1959 version as well.
I'm kind of ashamed that you got Tom Hanks and Tim Allen mixed up.
I mixed up Buzz Lightyear and fucking Woody. That's the difference.
Oh, okay.
Again, have I told the story about how Toy Story was ruined for me and retroactively ruined part of my childhood by my bitchy aunt?
It was a deep story about your aunt's obsession with Woody.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you went to Woody.
I never
Woody
watched Toy Story 3.
Brain.
Everyone I fucking knew at the time watched Toy Story 3 in theaters, and they're like, it's so good because now we're going to college. And I'm like, I fucking hate this series. It's ruined for me. I can't partake in your pleasure. I'm cut off from society and the rest of my friends, and I cried a single tear and ran off to my room to listen to sad music.
So weird. Freaking the Shaggy Dog. I can't believe I just remember this movie. I actually watched that at the theater.
Oh, God, you actually watched it in the theater.
Yeah. Well, the cheap theater, because we had the normal theater, and then after the movies were done in the normal theater, they went to the cheap theater.
Oh, was it like a dollar theater kind of thing? Or
yeah, it was significantly. It was actually really cool, but they closed it over a decade ago. But it was really convenient because you're like, oh, well, wait till it goes to that theater to see the movie because we don't care that much.
Yeah, we didn't really have a nice cheap movie theater around where I was. I guess the cheapest one, there was one in the town next to me. And the last time I went there, it was to see I want to say it was to see Harry Potter, the first one. And I distinctly remember I got a lemonade at the concession stand, and I swear to God they pissed in it or something. Because it did not taste right. I still can taste it. It's.
Have you ever pissed in someone's drink?
No. Why would you? Why would anyone piss in anyone's drink? Unless you're that asshole.
There was a video, and one of my friends. Okay, I'm not going to tell that story.
No, do
you
it.
Started it.
It doesn't involve me.
Then
so
tell
I'm not
it.
going to tell it. No, I wasn't in this story. Well, okay, one of my friends, one time, one of my friends took a piss in my other friend's 7-Up can. He took a drink of it. He's like, oh, that's something. And he's like, yeah, I pissed in your can. And then he gave him money, and he filmed a video of him drinking the can. He was on YouTube for a little bit.
How much money did he give him to drink his piss?
I don't know. I don't know how much piss was in there, but there's a video and I saw it, and One of my other friends also uploaded a video where he was blankly eating chips for about a minute. That video's not on YouTube anymore. I wish I could show you it. It was actually really fascinating.
I like how you glossed over the one of the guy being paid to drink piss, but then the one that he found more interesting is the guy who was like, he was looking at the camera and blankly eating a bag of chips. It was a very avant-garde video.
Look, that would be the hottest meme today, but it wasn't. At the time, I don't know. I mean, I filmed a dude in college dancing in a long ass red wig to LFFAO's "Sexy," and I know it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. That was
it. Got like 5 views. That's big. That's big time in 2011.
Big time.
That was good.
Actually, I did put that video in another video, so I do have a clip of that. Maybe I'll show you guys that later.
Cool.
Oh, a little home.
I don't know. It's a Homestuck thing. I'm bringing it up, but it was always a funny joke to play apple juice or piss, Russian roulette style.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really fun when you drink piss.
Well, I mean, the joke is everyone's drinking.
Oh, right.
See, the joke is it's apple juice or piss, and a bunch of people all drink, and they all spit out, and then you're like, they were all piss.
That's good, because people drink it, they'd be like, well, it tastes like, I could sense a little bit of the apple taste in there.
I mean, if you actually drink a shit ton of apple juice before pissing into all the glasses, it probably would taste a little like apple.
Spoiler alert, freaking Bilbo Jenkins. It's not freaking apple juice. You've just been drinking my piss, and he's like, I'll give you $50 for a milliliter of that. You like, yeah, freaking weirdo.
Kind of like I pay by the liter.
Bilbo
I really
Jenkins.
like piss. The younger, the better. Oh.
Bilbo Jenkins better get off my neighborhood.
I'm Bilbo Jenkins. I drink piss. That's my only character trait.
This sounds
the
like
worst character we've ever come up with.
Bilbo Jenkins, the neighborhood piss drinker.
I am Bilbo Jenkins. I'm the neighborhood piss drinker. I'm not allowed within 500 feet of a school, and I must introduce myself to everyone.
To tell you.
I believe you're going to tell you that I put a straw in Washington toilets, and I hope no one's flushed.
I first started drinking piss in 1985 when I was 12 years old.
It was a little bit... 1985 and he was 12? This guy's not that old.
Drinking piss ages you real quick, man.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in 1885, and he was 12, that means he was born in 73. That's not too old.
Yeah,
pretty...
That's younger than my dad.
That'd be a fetish.
That's younger than my parents, but it's not exactly young anymore, is it?
I guess so.
Some water sports, that's a weird fetish that I could see around in the 70s. Still not as bad as Lowly Snow.
It originated back in the 70s when they watched the movie Jaws. That was the water sport.
Yeah, man. And they were all about that shit. They were all about piss. Not as bad as Lowly Snow, so let's let it be known, all you people who drink piss there. I think you're that's something. I genuinely think someone who drinks piss is probably better than
if you're just like chilling out and you're just like, drink my piss, and the person's like, yeah, I'll do that, and then no one's being harmed.
I don't know, man. That feels too much like a jackass stunt. I can't imagine rendering any pleasure from watching someone else drink my piss.
No.
What
if there was a girl that you were really into, and then she said that shit to you? And
that's the only way to do anything. That's the only way to do anything. It's like, yeah, friggin', I'll drink your piss.
She goes, if you let me drink your piss, then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, she's drinking my piss in that case, I guess.
Yeah, how could you say no? You'd be like.
I'm not saying I'm not getting off on it. I'm not just gonna I'm not gonna have you all over and be like, hey, drink my piss, I'll give you $50.
Yeah, I'm not coming to Kansas anymore.
Thanks for telling us.
And Vacant.
You also don't have tits.
Vacant, do you want to go to Louisiana instead?
Oh, I'd love to go back to Louisiana.
Yeah.
No, don't go to Louisiana. Kansas is good too.
Wait, let's go meet
I keep telling you guys, it's Kansas City. It's less just Kansas. If I wanted to show you Kansas, I'd take you out to fucking Dodge or something. We're not doing that. We're going to KC.
And potentially Manhattan.
Oh, okay, we're going to Manhattan. But that's just for drinking.
Oh.
Piss or beer?
Piss or beer.
Piss or beer. That's
Okay,
a new game.
so-
Sometimes you can't tell the difference. Aha, Bud Light sucks.
Do you know how you said that you would, she could drink your piss, no problem. What if she wanted you to drink her piss? Would that be that?
No.
I would politely but firmly ask her to leave.
Yeah. No, that's a hard no.
Yeah.
I am not down the consumption of bodily waste. It's
This is
not
the
my thing.
weirdest conversation we've ever had. I'm sure.
not.
Is it not? That says something.
It could always get weirder. But, something like that, nah. Like, it's the same with, like, spit. But,
No,
when you think about it...
Spit is one thing. Spit is like the least offensive of bodily fluids because
Okay,
we willingly exchange that.
When you were younger, you ate your boogers.
Yeah, you do. That's true.
You did that. Don't try to lie. You guys ate your boogers and you were
Everyone-
No,
like...
I didn't.
everyone
I didn't.
there's
No.
snot.
I didn't do that. I licked. I didn't do
You
that. I
licked.
licked the snot.
Lick?
Do you know when your
That's
nose
a-
runs? When your nose
What?
ran
Oh,
when
that's
you were
like
a kid.
friggin' for babies. That's what I do now when I don't want to
Oh.
friggin' touch my nose.
I-
You do it now? Oh.
Look, if you were out in the cold and like your nose is running real bad and you don't got a tissue or nothing, yeah, use your tongue.
Yeah.
That's just.
No.
This makes sense because it's right there.
No.
It's
Would you
not
rather
like
have it all up your sleeve?
Well, actually, I do.
Yes, probably.
I kind of
That's
wipe it. I
disgusting.
wipe it on the top. I wipe it near my my shoulder. If I have to do that.
I don't leave the house without tissues. I always have some. I have packed tissues.
Oh
on me
God,
at
you're
all
like my
time.
grandmother.
Because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm either going to have to use my clothing as a tissue or lick it.
Okay, but like you've definitely, when you were a kid, you've definitely mined and eaten.
I'm pretty certain I didn't. I know I definitely
No,
licked the snot,
you
but I don't
definitely
think...
mined.
No. I couldn't... 10, swear. I'm pretty certain that I've never ate a booger, as
Okay,
you
but
guys say.
you've definitely mined
I
though.
don't believe you.
Oh
That's,
God, yeah,
that's
I
like
picked.
that's natural. I don't know. I don't know why humans do it.
I've
never
I
understood.
picked that shit. Do you know what I don't understand? Speaking of picking your nose, this is a phenomenon
Why you
that
can pick your own nose and you can't pick your friends? I don't get it either. Man.
No, the phenomenon that I've discovered, and female listeners, if you are still for some reason listening,
We haven't scared you off yet.
you probably won't know this, but like in the men's, particularly in the urinal, I don't know if you guys seen this, but I've noticed this in multiple places of where I've worked in bars, where you stand at the urinal, you'll see on the wall where people have been pissing and picking their nose and then wiped their fucking
Okay,
findings
no,
on
hold
the
on,
wall.
hold on. You are not the only. I've heard this from a couple British people. It's a British thing. I'm convinced because only British people have ever brought this up around me. You guys are
What is
fucking
it?
disgusting.
Why did you guys
It's just
do that?
it's
Fucking
you
horrid.
people. It's not. It's just you.
There
I'm
you are,
British and I don't
freaking
do
wash
this
of
shit.
this toilet paper beside you. Use the freaking toilet paper.
I don't get why people
You don't
pick
even
their
use
nose
toilet paper
by-
if you're at a urinal. Just grab a fucking toilet paper towel on the way in.
Towel, toilet paper.
Just
There's
wait
there's
30 seconds. You don't have to
stuff
pick your nose
to
that bad.
use. Why does that make sense? Just because you have bad teeth, it means you got to take a piss and like
Oh,
use in the wall.
yeah. I don't know why. I've discovered this at multiple workplaces, and it's fucking disgusting. Why
I've
would you
never
do
seen
that?
that, and I worked at Walmart.
Oh,
Welcome to Walmart.
If you aren't as clean as a Walmart, you got
got some-
fucking problems.
you got some answering to do there. Let me tell you. But yeah, that's
Probably freaking Welsh people.
I don't know. Well, let's not bring the Welsh into this. We've never
That's
had
not done
anyone
anything
Welsh
wrong.
on the show. We can't make fun of them. That's how it works.
Oh, okay. That's
I've got
how it
some
works.
Welsh blood in me. Does that count?
Well, so do I, but it doesn't really count. You're not actually Welsh, really. Culturally, you're not.
I can pretend.
You could pretend, but so could I could pretend to be Irish, but it only works one day out of the year.
Only when you can get alcohol for it.
Look,
So-
we can make
so-
fun of a limited number of countries: America, Canada, England, Scotland, Germany, and Malawi. Malawi? I can never remember
Malawi.
which comes first, the L or the W. I'm so sorry, Lego. I don't know if he actually cares. He might actually think
we
it's
can
funny.
also make fun of Iceland.
Can we make fun of Iceland?
Doesn't
No.
exist.
Iceland isn't real. New conspiracy theory. I don't know. The flows of the ocean don't work out. It wouldn't be warm enough to live.
Something about did this spawn from spit? I don't know what you're on about. Okay, if someone spat on me, then spit because if someone spits at you, that's time to throw down.
That's a Shakespearean insult right there.
If someone is spitting in your that's like someone throwing beer over you. I'll take insults. I'll take before it comes to blows. Someone throws a drink in my face, or if someone spits at me, that's when you're gonna fucking jaw someone.
But if someone throws a drink at you, you could just lick the drink.
But you did you're all sticky and you smell bad.
Thanks for the beer, moron. You just wasted your own money.
When you brought up the spit, were you meaning it as in just a general, or were you bringing it up in a sexual context?
Oh yeah, I meant spit drinking and stuff. It's disgusting to me.
Okay, the only
I wouldn't want to drink spit. That's just too much because it's cold at that point.
Yeah.
No, I just think spit's nasty in general.
Spit's a lubricant if needed.
It's a lubricant if needed. That's a good way to put it. I'm just saying, people kiss and derive pleasure from that, and that's nothing but swapping spit at the end of the day.
I mean, I guess
once you're all done and said and done with.
That's a pretty, I guess that's a pretty sloppy kiss. But that,
I mean, if you have if you got your mouths against each other, saliva is getting exchanged.
Yeah.
Especially if you got tongues involved, and if you ever never kiss without a tongue involved, you're not doing it right.
It depends on the girl. Some girls don't like.
Yeah, I know all about this kind of stuff.
Oh god.
So, have you guys been watching the playoffs?
What playoffs?
I think the Leafs are doing good.
Are we talking about hockey?
Actually, I don't know if the Leafs are doing good.
Who are the Leafs?
The Leafs are the only team that I would care if they won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, it is hockey. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Stanley and why does he have a cup?
Stanley basically one time
has a cup because he likes to drink. He likes
to drink. People are like, they invented water bottles, and he's like, I don't give a shit about Bill Gates.
What?
Bill Gates thinks he can just invent water bottles and just come into my world and ruin my Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup is preserving his freaking honored tradition of the drinking cup. Freaking Bill Gates had to come in with the water bottle, and that's not happening. We keep the Stanley Cup alive. People these days are switching to water bottles dramatically. Back in the day, they used to have nice fancy cups. They'd walk around the street corner carrying cups. They walk into Zellers with a cup. They would just have cups. Nowadays, people just go water bottles. I like water bottles. They're made of plastic, and I like to drink plastic and water from unknown origins. Friggin' Stanley knows what's up.
God, Bill Gates. I know what you need to do now. I know your new life goal. Okay.
Yeah.
Step 1, become a professional hockey player. Step 2, win the Stanley Cup. Step 3, when awarded the Stanley Cup, take it away from your teammates, fill it to the brim with fucking Gatorade, and chug it down and see how people react. It looks like it weighs like 500 pounds, but try it anyways.
Bill Gates is mining water from the Yukon. He's a sturdy thief.
I mean, there's worse places. I'm just saying. There's whole villages have been turned to ghost towns because people fucked up their shit. Yeah. Nestle's a bitch.
Well, yeah, the Yukon. The Yukon has not even 50,000 people there. But it's all Bill Gates. Stanley knows. Stanley's good. The Yukon has 35,000 people that live in it. Yeah. I watched this nice vlog series where this Japanese girl went to the Yukon for school, and I was like, why the shit would you go to, of all the freaking places to go, you go to freaking the Yukon? But it was this really nice thing. She was like, I am in school to learn English. This is my chicken noodles. And it was one of the most precious things I've ever watched.
I mean, people, I assume, go to the Yukon for the same reason I tell people, any of these quote-unquote flyover states, always, beautiful country.
Well, I guess so, but the Yukon, frick, but it's cold as shit. You think it's cold here, you don't know. But
I mean, sure, it's cold, but it's also like the Great White North and all that. It's romantic.
it actually is. Yeah, I just thought it was just this nice vlog series. Like, a store is here, campus is here, and I was like, that's nice. I want to go to the Yukon.
Yeah, see, you're convinced. I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be nice to visit. I'm sure it's very nice in the summer months.
Yeah, it actually is. No, it's literally like if you want to see nice things, you would go there, basically. But
I mean, yeah, it's like a general thing. There's very few places in the world you actually want to be in the winter.
yeah, you don't want to be in debt. You don't want to be
Placing a bet.
you don't want to be placing a bet on. Oh wait, you don't want to be. You're just doing a lot of things that are not good.
There's a lot of things are bad, and a lot of bad things, like the winter. I mean, winter's not bad if
Like
you have a place
Bill
to
Gates, Bill Gates ruining the integrity of the cup.
be. What is with Bill Gates and the cup?
He ruined the integrity of the cup.
What did Bill Gates do? I'm so curious.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's actually done something or if you just pulled a name from thin air.
I don't know either.
Oh no.
I feel like he did. Is that... Are we random episode?
You have no freaking faith in this shit. You're always like, oh, guys, I need to find a topic on Reddit. Guys,
I don't know. I think it's gone pretty successfully.
It's 2.5 hours long. You forget that you're not editing this, Manimal.
All right. We'll wrap it up. We got a good hour of randomness in.
We can do more random next week. Maybe it'll be a thing.
We can do another random episode once in a while. I think it went pretty well. We didn't have any weird oddities. Or maybe I'm just too drunk to... Oddities,
Yes.
but like no silences. Or I'm too drunk to notice. It doesn't matter. Let's wrap this bitch up! Do we have any shots to fire?
I'm going to have to take a shot.
Well, I'm not
At the
allowed to fire
world.
shots after you guys. You've told me explicitly not to fire shots.
Yeah, but I'm in
Twitter
charge
or
now,
on
motherfucker. We are firing shots.
Am I allowed to fire shots?
I'm going to fire
You
shots at everybody who doesn't go to barrygoldman.bandcamp.com and listen to my new album, Skywalk.
That's fair.
I'll listen to that. Are you going to play us out with your tuning thing?
Yeah, of course I will.
Okay, Manimal's going to tell you all about tuning thing, and then stick around for after the tuning saga, because I'm going to be fucking cutting loose on people. I've held my tongue till I've had a fucking sprained jaw at this moment. I'm going to cut loose on those people after that.
And then we are going to cut him out of the edit, so you won't have to listen to any of it.
I'm going to cut him out of the show. Secretly, this whole takeover thing has been to remove Vacant from the show. The real reason that Sherbert and Lego haven't been back is because they have complicated issues. Vacant's not distributing the money fairly, so now it'll all be fine.
Do not say stuff like
It is
that. All the money's
because
going to good causes. Here's
It is
Manimal
because
with-
they fear us.
It's Manimal's tuning thing.
Oh God. Okay. Morning. It is like the crystals of the air. In the mist, you see them, but you cannot grab them like light prisms shining through the curtains. The Chuni rises from the sheets. Her head is a tornado waterfall spinning and pouring down to nothing on the floor where her balled up socks lie. She does not know why they are soaked in saliva and does not consider these things as she looks to the city out the window of her apartment. The buildings tower in a lonely gray assortment like concrete, and the hardness and stiffness of the buildings relay a sense of hate and loneliness in the city where everyone wants to speak louder, but no one can talk as they are drained and nothing remains. You will not be sane, and you can not spraying yourself to be anew. The chuny walks to the coffee machine. It gives her life, and it is her wife. She says, all you guys, you don't know me. Inside of me, my organs, my heart beats to my bloodstream. My blood, you have never, ever seen my blood, and you do not know how I got here. The stories from long ago, the land bridge, it was never told, and perhaps it may never be told. The land bridge. The chuny knows this as she brews a tough one, a firm mug in her hands, reading the slogan of a Cobain lyric. One baby to another says, I'm glad to what was the, no. God, the best ever Cobain lyric. She plays the Stone Roses debut as she looks out and feels inner loneliness, but also knows something is out on the horizon on this fine morning of mornings. The chuny knows this.
Okay, that was long, but fine. I mean, I can't believe you guys are actually letting me do this, but I mean, we need to clear the air, because I need to fucking talk about these absolute fucking cunts. And then